I don't have a degree in cybersecurity, but I took a path that many despise that landed me free SANS courses. Yes, free. And I'm spilling the secrets on how I exploded my career and how I got those SANS courses for free. But first, let me introduce myself. Welcome to Improve or Fail Cyber, and I'll be by your side on this journey, bringing over a decade of experience, including certifications like GRID and completion of SANS courses such as 660, 560, 572. I have taken other certifications as well. You won't catch a glimpse of my face on this screen, a deliberate choice due to the nature of my work. For those that are new here, I'm here to show you how to explode your career in cybersecurity with or without a degree. And today, I am going to reveal a journey that may or may not be liked by several in the community because it is not an easy journey to follow, but will help you greatly explode your career in cybersecurity. If you're just starting out, coming out of college, or maybe you're working in a place where, is not really cybersecurity or tech itself, consider an internship or jobs in organized companies. And here's why. These places help you understand and learn the essential elements of cybersecurity. And if you don't have the background of IT, especially without a degree, you should really start in an IT place first. And this step is not for you. And the first step would be help desk or something where you can learn a junior sysad or an IT ad or a NOC operations role. However, if you do have a degree and you're a junior sysadmin and you've already accomplished those goals and you've worked in a NOC and understand systems, you understand networking at a basic level, then your opportunities is best in a well-organized companies. These will challenge you and allow you to learn new skills. This well-organized company is going to be well off with people that are in there where you can absorb knowledge. You can learn from them. Ask questions to your colleagues. Don't worry if they're stupid questions or not. You need to ask as much as you can until you understand the concepts. You need to stay in this job for as long as it takes you to fully grasp concepts and understand cybersecurity at a basic level. You need to understand processes, how they do procedures, how they do responding to alerts, detections, how they work the tools, how the tools work. Once you get a basic understanding of how things function inside of those roles, you can then move on to the next role. But first, we recommend at least 2 years. If you've worked in other roles, such as an IT person, such as junior sysadmin, as we were mentioning before, then you might be able to get away with 1 year. But you should wait at least 2 years responding to tickets, triaging threats, learning from colleagues, doing everything you can to expand your knowledge in cybersecurity before you move into step number 2. Once you feel that this level that you're at is too easy and you've already achieved or accomplished the roles and you're waiting on that next position, you're waiting to move up in the company, get a new promotion, and explode your career, it is time to start looking into job roles and functions that may be surprising to this community. However, you should not think twice about jobs that may seem a bit messy. And let me explain that. See, there are a lot of jobs out there. Mainly, I've seen this a lot in hospitals. I've seen this a lot in IoT places, such as like the electrical companies and grids and stuff like that. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of them are dysfunctional, and it's the best way to put it. Without going into too much details, their cybersecurity is understaffed because there's no budget for it. And these jobs where there's less budget tend to be the best place where you can really explode your career. So you're looking for these job roles, and this choice might seem unusual, but it may be smart, and you need to really weigh out and analyze that role. However, inside these job roles, they don't have strict rules. There might not be enough staff. You may have to wear many different hats. Why? Because these jobs are going to force you to learn so many different skills and tools that you can really take and explode into other job roles and specialize and understand and learn what side or portion of cybersecurity that you want to go into. And here you could really learn, do you like red teaming more, do you like blue teaming, and you're getting experience. So even though these jobs can be challenging at times, sticking with them for 2 to 5 years can turn you into a cybersecurity expert. Some people say these jobs don't offer much room for promotions, but they're fantastic to building your skills. So this is when you need to analyze how much do you need to really build your skills, and will this job role or function help you do that? So if you're in the position where you are a SOC analyst, you've already worked inside the SOC analyst role, you need to then gauge, do I need to take a job that may be dysfunctional so I can really build my career and maybe build a cybersecurity program for this company in a smaller way, in a smaller aspect, but that helps you explode your career? Because when I moved into one of these roles, I was building an entire SIEM that was open sourced because there was no budget. And it may not sound fun, it may sound terrible, and it was, but you learn so much. You learn how the rules are created. You learn how the tools work. You learn how detections are fired. You learn what detections you need and what rules you need for those detections. You learn about logging. You learn about the ability to test the rules and everything that meets the compliances, the procedures, the aspects of it. You learn about red team testing because you will probably have to do the red team testing to meet compliance for that hospital, for that electrical grid, for that nuclear power plant that you were at. You know, it all depends on where you're in, but these are the best roles, and there's lots of job security inside of them. It's harder to get laid off, it's harder to get fired. It does happen, it's not impossible, but there's a lot more job security. Not a lot of promotions, not a lot of pay, but experience. And a lot of times these places will pay for certifications because they have to, per their compliance, where they have to be trained, they have to be promoted, they have to be moved up. But these are not the only companies that pay for certifications, because the next role that you want to move into after you spent enough time learning and you feel like you've established good processes, you've built the company, and you can speak in an interview about this, that is when in 3 to 5 years or 2 to 5 years you want to start looking for a new role that is going to pay you well. Looking ahead, what's happened after you learned a lot in those demanding jobs? The first job you take was a lot of ticket pushing. You didn't really enjoy it too much. You learned from your peers. You learned how things are built. And the next job, you learned how to implement everything that you learned from the first job. This brings us in to our next role. After surviving those challenging roles, you'll have a wealth of knowledge in cybersecurity where you can pick a job you truly enjoy. See, the best part about those 2 previous roles is now you get to choose. You have job security if you're in a good role for role number 2. You don't worry about getting fired. You don't have to worry about getting laid off too much. Like I said, it does happen, but you have that job security. So you'll be wanting to move into a role now that is well established, company that has the processes, that has the procedures. And when you meet those recruiters, you will ace the interviews because of how much you learned. Recruiters will notice that you've tried many different tools. Even if you're not an expert in those areas, because a lot of times that previous job does not make you an expert in just one area, it makes you an all-around general knowledge person. But this role that you're moving into is where you get to become that expert. So this is the perfect time to start learning those special certifications that you're passionate about. Do you want to be blue team? Do you want to be red team? Do you want to be purple team? This next career is when you can truly take off. To wrap it all up, try the organized jobs first to learn the basics. Learn from your colleagues. Then move into those messy, dysfunctional jobs to implement your skills and everything that you learned. And finally, choose the job and roles you love. Make sure you find a good company with good benefits and keep improving your skills. Each company has to provide you with the proper skill set to improve your career. This means certifications in every single path. And path 1 may not have certifications, but it needs to have knowledge building training, whether it's from your colleagues or from you. If you do that, even if you get laid off, you'll have the experience to find new jobs easily. Thanks for joining me today and learning about this unconventional path to cybersecurity success, with or without a degree. Enjoy.